Hello everyone, welcome back to Phoenix Wright with GK Plays. This is GK playing Turnabout Samurai. This is the third case in the game and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So let's get on with the trial. This is only day 2 though, so you can guarantee things are about to take an exciting turn. Let's find out more. There we go. Oh, okay, no lobby, just straight into court. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer at Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. Very well, I would like you to move on to your testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. First, I would like to call a familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Hey, pal. Detective, if you will briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir, I'll explain with the guide map here. Oh yeah, he likes a guide map. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of the action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 PM on that day. Past the security station there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. See? Now on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, a young woman, the production assistant. All of the production staff were in the employee area until noon. And there was an extra person, a little blue label with V. No, I'm joking. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, a little green dot started to follow him. At 1 PM, the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 PM. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. Oh, Gumshoe, you crack me up. The time of death was 2:30 PM. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Oh, hell no. I think I could probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Okay. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call this security officer to the stand. Great. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has quite a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Just call me Grandma. When I was young, I was an old bag, but not really. Objection. I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. And the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. Oh, God. She's one hell of an old bug. I love this case. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Oh, poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through since the morning. I, well, had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I can't read and speak quickly enough to keep up with her. I was at the main gate until 5. Now the murder weapon happened at... The murder weapon? What about? Now the murder happened at 2:30 p.m, right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Evil grin. You saw the defendant, then? Okay, let's go through this one step at a time, because this is a very complicated case. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Let's ask her about that first. So up to that time, anyone who wanted to go could go into the studio. Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You'd need an employee card key to get in. Right, the card key that I have. So what she's saying is, no one who wasn't supposed to be in there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run through there since the morning. Okay, let's ask her about the errands. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor old Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know, fantasizing more like. Observing? What were you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper! I told you about the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. I'm sure. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. No chance. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder weapon at 2:30, right? Let's push on that one. How did you know that? Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor Detective Gumshoe getting chewed out by a security guard. A certain man. 2 p.m, you're sure? Sure as spit. That is such a strange way of putting it. Well, who was the man? Really, you should not try to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Oh, damn. Now, don't get your skivvies all that up. What's a skivvy? I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. I'm going to present the photo at this point, I think. Yeah, too bloody right. Slammed down. And we get this straight, old bag, Ms. Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? The Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Miss Windbag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course, didn't your mother teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can clearly see that's Powers, right?
Yeah. Well, I wonder.
True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that, I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this... no one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss Witness. He's having trouble calling her Windbag, apparently. Oh, this is hilarious. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information of your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone must be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof. Oh, New Testimony, good. Man in a photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his legs, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Well, no, because if anyone saw him do that and they wanted to frame him, they just copy the limp, right? So he sprained his ankle. She's got to be hiding something. Yeah. Right, I was going to press her on everything at this point. I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. Let's push her on that. He broke a prop. Sure did. His own samurai spear. The murder weapon. Luckily I was there with my duct tape to fix it. How the hell did he stab someone with a duct taped spear? Yeah, this strikes me as a significant detail. Right, let's have a look at that. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Are you absolutely sure? I'd say he is, but it doesn't mean it's him. So he's walking strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot. See, and you didn't trust me, whippersnapper! That's how I knew it was Powers. So you can't look at that and say it's Mr. Powers. Objection! Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg. He has a point. It does seem quite likely that it was Powers. Yeah, okay, let's just press everything. Well, Nick, find any glaring contradictions? She seems pretty sure it was Powers in that photo. Alright, let's just press everything then. whippersnapper! Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. Up and up, you today always running about each other, pointing fingers this way and that.
Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness.
I think Edgeworth has met his match. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see, there was Powers, the Still Samurai, poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me.
What exactly were you doing?
Observing, just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through? Trip and fall.
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Still Samurai, what a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
I kissed it where it hurt.
Yeah, just skip that. Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her. She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. I find it odd. Oh, okay. I was going to present the spear because it seems strange that you'd be able to stab someone with a spear that's broken, but apparently not.
I think we've heard enough, haven't we, Your Honour? There is one thing that bothers me. Which is...
where is the Steel Samurai costume now?
Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai. Yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers.
No, that's not right. Yeah, I'm going to object, because it's not clear, not in the slightest. Someone could have been mimicking that. We keep talking possibilities, we get to agree that we have to agree that the photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defence has a point. I wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also.
Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honour. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 PM, true? The only person I saw go in the studio there before then was Mr. Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it.
Yeah, but it still doesn't prove it. Let's just press everything. Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective, and then after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything.
I see Detective Gumshoe shows his fellow officers' fondness for donuts.
I'm just literally pressing everything I can.
Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. No one suspicious looking passed by me at all.
Nobody's suspicious looking. What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before one? Why, everyone was in the employee area before that. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Yeah, because nobody could jump that. I've seen people jump in with the toilet barriers to save 20 pence, you know. If they're motivated, they'll do it. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them.
Are you sure? Objection. The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy.
Edgy boy? Ugh. Oh, Windbag sure has balls. Wow. Oh, well, you know what I mean. Oh, Windbags have a way of skipping over important details. Entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Okay, something's got to contradict. So the time of Powers' death was 2:30. That was correct, okay. The only person I saw go into the studio before then was Will Powers. Let me just check this very quickly. I'm not sure. You would have seen them. That's the main gate. I'm not sure. I don't want to waste lives. It's something to do with no one else went there. No, that's not right. Yeah, got penalised for that. See, we got that from Gumshoe in the staff room. I'm almost certain I remember that. I would have seen them. That just doesn't seem right to me. That's not right either. Okay, that didn't win me any points either, but I'm gonna check everything again. Dragon Ball leg, touch the check button to examine. Oh crap, it's photo 2! It says photo 2 on it, that means there must have been someone else. Damn straight. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. The photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sirree, Sonny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture.
And here I thought you didn't know your head from your hole in the ground.
Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer at the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo printed the words Photo 2.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 PM on October the 15th. Really, Sonny?
The issue here is the bit that at the end where it says Photo 2. The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo 1? If it was really the only photo? Absolutely. I should have thought of that. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I wanted to ask the witness. The evidence shows that not one but two people went to the studio that day. Yet, there is only data for one of these photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself.
You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Mr. Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means two people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it was seen to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help.
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper.
Something the matter?
That's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess, someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
I see. Your testimony, please.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded at the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Windbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny, I only just remembered it.
Right, anyway, Mr. Wright, before Edgeworth strangles Miss Windbag, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
Maya just looked done. And Edgeworth just looks stressed. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do.
Hold it.
Another job?
That's right. I check all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes.
Do you back up all of the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes, but those computers are just so frustrating.
I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking. So what qualifies as suspicious looking? Yeah, exactly.
I can tell by looking someone in the faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Windbag.
Well, I didn't touch the suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point. I remember throwing out one photo. Well, who the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
A fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsal from gosh knows where. They always hanging about. One was there that day.
Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words, and in your voice.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area.
Yeah, we spotted that, didn't we?
The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in.
They're coming through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers.
Kids? So on the photo that you erased,
it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
Well, there's no way this was a child. Let me get this straight. You saw two people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One, the Steel Samurai, dragging his leg. The other was a boy.
Oh yes, well, we see his type every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him.
A boy in his 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I raised the data. Whippersnapper!
Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect.
Yeah, they're already trying to unsuspect him. I'd like to take a 5-minute recess. I want the defence and prosecution to consider new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
Yes?
Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go out the studio.
I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
Oh, excuse me.
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off at the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So where does this leave me?
It doesn't look good.
Snoop.
You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick! What are we gonna do?
First we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Oh god, we're not going to accuse Old Bag, are we?
Right. It'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day.
Right, if we hit the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all.
Hey Nick, it's time.
Burgers! I'm sorry. Okay, let's go.
What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Sniff.
Oh, crikey.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, dear me. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there's still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant of Mr. Will Powers. Very well. The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. Well, of course we do. I want to get paid. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Interesting. Let's hear who you have in mind. Be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. Should you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalised. Great. Well, it can't be the assistant girl because she was off doing something else. The grade school boy, there's no way he could wield the spear, so it must be the security lady. It was the security lady, Mindy Oldbag. Her? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer that knew about the injury. The security lady Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper? Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag, that's Ms. Oldbag to you. Ms. Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the costume? She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here, Sherlock Holmes second, baby. Except Sherlock Holmes didn't exist. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something.
We'll press further. The very same reason that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Interesting. That they didn't know Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings.
Oh, wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy.
The one whose photo I erased. Yeah, grade school, as you said, 2nd or 3rd grade.
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops.
The boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it be nice to kids and mean to your eldest day? Whippersnapper?
I have proof.
Proof?
Indeed. I see this proof. I'd say the spear.
Take that!
The murder weapon was the samurai spear. The very spear is shown here in the photo. How could the boy have taken this spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment? The Windbag, speechless. There's got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy, was her name? There's something Oldbag, Your Honour. And the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. Court is adjourned. Interesting.
Wait a second. I'm not gonna sit here just while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what's this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there was something I was told not to talk about.
Not to talk about? By whom? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to speak? Yeah, testify. My lips were sealed. Can I just say also, right, this game has some pretty cool music. Like, it's not like groundbreaking or anything, but it is pretty cool.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So when they told me to just pretend they hadn't been in the studios all that day, if you're gonna go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
This isn't a bad dream, Your Honour. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Oh, this is ace. Okay. Who? That's important. Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer for starters.
The director?
We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning through the run-through. Oh, he joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2?
Well, if you look at the guide map... 50 cents. Oh, sorry. Here it is. You go through the gate all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
No, we'll carry on. We haven't asked everything yet.
They said they had nothing to do with it. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
I know that's silly. Still, they're pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So you got your bonus and yet you still talked. Alright, let's take a breather. We've learned there are others at Global Studios in day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it's impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defence's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Ms. Oldbag, and more information about these other people that we've just been told of. I understand, Your Honour. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Court is adjourned.
Wow, that was a mouthful.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It's nothing. You're in. Or should I?
We'll be going down to the studios to do some more
we'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigations. Because you're going nowhere, sunshine. We have to find out more about the director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get the material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have you figured out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers?
I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. I was looking to buy ball time. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't within any points in there. With or without my accusation. Okay, let's go down to the studios. Right. We'd like to visit you soon.
Thanks guys. Smith.
Well, that was one hell of a trial day. And that's us saved, guys, and that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you had a bit of a giggle with me. And if you did enjoy it, please do like, subscribe. You know the drill by now. Do share the video as well. It really does help. Share it on Facebook or wherever. Send it to a friend. And like I said, I hope you had some fun. And I'll see you for another episode very, very, very soon. Have a fantastic day, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.